Thanks, Craig. Welcome back, Beryl. Black Worker, thank you for your comments and thanks for coming and watching. I want Basti to do his best. I want his charity efforts to go well. I want you to go check out his stream. It's pinned in my comments. Luke, we're cruising. We are 33 kilometers away from a sub 11 hour 500K. Welcome, everyone. Say hi, ask questions, leave snide remarks. Do your thing. As long as we're positive, actually. Real casual like, Beryl. Real casual like. Thanks, Black Worker. I'm super excited for Basti. I hope he meets all of his goals and expectations. I love seeing people do amazing things. Yes, Beryl. I adjust my total volume. A lot of times 12-hour weeks are on my biggest build weeks. So I'll work the volume up 25, 27, 29, 30 hours the weeks beforehand. And then I'll still do a 30-hour week, 18 hours on the rest of the days, 12 hours on the day. After the 500, I may need to pee on one of the turnarounds. Got my stream working better this time so I can see your comments better on my screen. So I don't have to look down at my phone as much. Black worker, coffee to the rescue. Thanks, Amar. Welcome on Instagram. YouTube has the full screen. You can ask me questions on both services. Check out Basti's ride. His ride is streaming on YouTube, pinned in my YouTube comments. Endurance Smith, Mitchell, good to have you here. Thanks, Ammon. Good to see you again. Beryl, I have ended rides at 99.4 miles. Ended rides at 102 miles. The mental resilience of doing what you set out to do and what's in the training plan and not overdoing it is a practice that will benefit you in racing in life over and over and over again. Sometimes you need to show yourself you can do more than you think you can. Not every time. Not as a habit. India Carter, welcome. YouTube has the full screen. Amir, I believe that Basti is on schedule to break my world record officially, which would be over 530. I'm looking at 550 or more. And we're gonna hit a sub 11 hour 500 festive K. Sebastian, Bart, welcome. YouTube has the full screen and comments. Come join us. Jack, I'm not legally able to answer that question. But Formula 369 will make you stronger. Govinda, I'm working to get the best out of myself and hoping the most for Basti as well. I did not want to race today. I wanted to show mental resilience, wanted to challenge myself, and I wanted to see Basti do the same. Basti has slowed down, paced himself, and rode on his own a couple times while I've stuck with the pacer the whole time. Formula 369, F369 is my fueling source. Lefty 20 gets you 20% off your first order. I am sponsored, but I use them because it's exactly what you need. 50% malto, 50% fructose, and my stomach takes it. I've ate it for all my ultra events, and as long as I train my stomach, it works perfect. Well, Basti, he was at 1,000 viewers when I was tuned in a lot earlier. Awesome to hear that he's up to 1,900. Okay. Time to pay attention for a second and see if anyone's hitting the segment. Luke, Formula 369 is branded to be affordable. It's the same stuff as the big companies for a fraction of the cost. In bulk. Get a 10-pound bag. You could make your own gels. Awesome, Jack. I divvied out 200 grams an hour for myself for this. I'm not eating that. I'm eating closer to 170. Not quite doing the power output to require 200 grams. Sadly, Formula 369 is only in the US. Message him and tell him you want it, where it's at. Had a few people get it while they're in the States and take it back. Yeah, Beryl, exactly. And like I said, you can make your own gels out of Formula 369. So he even sells a pouch to make it in with a little bite nozzle you suck it out of. Yeah, I made my own carb drink for a long time. Bought my own fructose and malto. What really got me onto Formula 369 is that it mixed so good. There is 1,600 calories per 950 milliliter bottle. Look, there's nothing in there. It mixes up and drinks. It's incredible. My at-home ones always left clumps and the taste was off. You had to add stuff. Nice, Beryl. One out of one lefties approved. 100% approval rating. Only the good stuff. Simple ingredients. Malto, fructose, salt. Nice, Luke. I drink it unflavored. It has a flavor on its own. Very tolerable. Thanks, Dan Hubler. Good to see you here. I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you taking your time to come and see the ride. Basti is streaming. His link is pinned in my chat on YouTube. He's the one doing the official record today. Go check it out. Tuning in on the road. Safe travels. Hi, Mom. Arlene Johnson is my mom. If you were here earlier, I was talking about her finishing up and winning her battle with cancer this year. Best Christmas ever. Last day of radiation and clean scans. Love you, Mom. My racing season was dedicated to her. Had a fundraiser, help pay for medical expenses. Thanks, Dan. Hell yeah. Great team of doctors, friends, and family. Thank you to everyone who supported my mom and my family this year. It was a hard one, especially for her. So many setbacks that she battled through and made the best out of a really crappy year. what could have been a really crappy year, she made doable. Where do you think I get this from? 10.5 hours in, could be really crappy. Hi, Frederick. We're on YouTube for chat and questions if you want to join. Rob, Florian, Ben, pushing the pedals. Unlimited One Sister, we're on YouTube for full video and chat if you want to join us. Do a huge favor to me if you could subscribe to YouTube and Instagram. Actually, we're on YouTube for full screen and chat. Thanks, Luke. Luke, thanks for all the support today. Send me your address or somewhere I can ship you something on Instagram. When I get a chance and we have them, I'll ship them out. Soon enough, we'll have no limits left. Hats, shirts, and hoodies. This guy. It's my personal brand for pushing yourself beyond what you think you can. Not trying to undermine Hiking Buddy. I'm here. His stream is linked. I'm here to push him, encourage him to do the best. And I hope the best for him. I hope the best for everyone. Earlier, I was talking about being a mental health counselor and how I want everyone to get better and grow stronger. I understand that it can be taken in a way and can come off really easily as a scummy thing to do, but everything is multi-sided, and I want the best for Basti. Please go check out his stream. Please donate to his charity and cause. Bradley, reputable, thanks for joining. We're on YouTube, full screen and chat. Basti, streaming on YouTube. Stream pinned in the chat. Juvid, thank you. Greetings from the USA. If you ever come to Zion's or Utah, reach out. S Ultra Cycling, thank you. McCore, Afix, Sandor, thank you for being here. We're on YouTube, full screen and chat. South Africa, that's right. Carson, what's up? We're on YouTube, full screen and chat. Steven, thanks. Jan, this is not an official attempt. No matter what I do today, if he breaks my record from April, it's his. This is a personal challenge. I've been training a recumbent bike solely for 3 to 4 weeks and wanted to see where my upright fitness is and challenge myself. Recumbent bike was beating me up. It's like when you switch to a TT bike, you got to develop the muscles. So I'm here challenging myself and pushing others to do their best and go as far as they can. Joe, Sandro, welcome. We're on YouTube, full screen and chat. Dominique, welcome. We're also on YouTube for full screen and chat if you want to join. Amber, Basti is on track, I believe, to beat my world record. And I'm on track for a sub 11 hour festive 500K and also to best my personal best. Thanks, Paul. Good to hear from you. Glad to have you here. For those not in the bike world, there's a tradition called the Festive 500 by Rafa, a big cycling company. And the challenge, starting Christmas Eve, is to ride 500 kilometers in the following week. And you get a Strava badge. Now you get a Zwift jersey for doing it. And us insane ones do it in one ride. 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, no, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did it on a recumbent outside, just barely under 12 hours, 26.2 mile per hour pace. You can check that out on Strava and Instagram. Welcome, Mikkel. We're live on YouTube, full screen and chat. We are 12 kilometers from 500. It's like 7-ish miles. Thanks, Virtual Velo. Awesome to have you here. Following me on YouTube goes a long way to help me with efforts going forward. Coffee blockade. Basti is the only one breaking the official record today. Go check out his stream, pinned in my chat. Got charity going. Check it out and donate it to if you can, please. Go Basti. Under 10 kilometers, 500K. Sub 11 is within reach. It's up 1978. Radio Tommy, welcome. ZS, Roy Z, welcome. Cycling Bro Style, what's up? Thanks for the follow. Thank you for an STP. Welcome everyone. Please go check out Basti's stream and his charitable organizations. He's officially going for the 12-hour record today. If you have any questions for me, put them in the chat. Glad to have you here. I'm thankful that you're here, seeing that we can do hard things. Thanks, Marius. Caffeine, 100 milligrams. Pace is great, Sam. Okay, I'm gonna go away from chat for a minute because I have 500 kilometers coming up. 500 kilometers in 10, 51, 31, or 32. What? 10, 51, 32. Holy crap. That is flying. Everything's harder to do when you're fatigued. Can't get my phone in its mount. There we go. Thanks everyone for the congrats. That was wild. .500 kilometers in 10 hours, 51 minutes, 32 seconds. That's wild. Black worker, 80-20 rule, 80% zone 2. And when I ride zone 2, I'm pretty strict about it. I'm also a high zone 2 lover. So I ride a lot of 65 to 75% of FTP. Upper is sometimes planned and in a training plan. I'll do like 4x3 VO2s and try and do 3 sets. I'll only do that a couple times a year. And they are like the kind of rides that just make you want to give up on everything. Mostly zone 2. High zone 2, engine building, resilience, durability building type of stuff. 32,000 euros for Basti. That's awesome. Way to go, Basti and his team. Super pumped for them. Stream is good on time. Mike is good on time. Thanks, Govinda. Yep, Basti's stream is pinned in the comments of my stream. Go check it out, please. Thanks. I don't know how to say your name. Joschisasa. Thank you. Thanks for the kind words. Kindness and support and encouragement pushes us all to be better. One hour to go. 506 kilometers, 314 miles in an hour, in 11 hours. Thank you, Govinda. Heck yeah, Sarah. Enjoy the swim. Thanks, Golden Graveler. Good stuff, Jack. Black worker. I'm a mental health counselor. So I spent 2 years in grad school learning mental resilience, teaching it to myself. So once I learned techniques like that, I tuned into Rich Roll, David Goggins, and created what I call Lefty. That's what I became known as in the Zwift cycling world. And Lefty is my Goggins. It's the part of my persona that says, don't suck. Don't give in to the weakness of the mind. Don't let the naysayer inside of you. I mean, you guys know Goggins, go look it up. But it's a very hardcore, solid, glassy, edgy type of person in me. Thanks, Golden Graveler. I hope you use that admiration to go out and do your best. That's what I want to see out of this, is people doing their best. Jay-Z photography, last I heard, was 32,000 euros. It's awesome. Basti stream, linked in my chat. Go check it out. I changed this into a training ride. Didn't want to overexert myself. So I'm riding within myself. If the pacer got away from me, I was going to let it go. But it's hard to overcome that lefty voice. So it takes a lot of personal commitment. Alistair, I love seeing people get better and stronger. I want people to get better and stronger. I want to see it. I want the world to see it. I want the world to see Basti officially beating my record today. I want charities to benefit from it. Basti's done great today. I'm excited for him. 25 years old and doing what he's doing is incredible. Wait, we dropped constants? So I didn't keep a good time record in my head, but somewhere a little ways in, well, we started and the 24-hour record bot took off. And somewhere in that lap, the constant spot started. And eventually, because everyone was with the record bot caught constants and teamed up. And for 10 hours, we've been riding with 2 constant spots. And I guess somehow the group dropped the constant spot. I don't even know how that's possible. Thanks all for the positive support. Reminder to check out Basti's stream, linked in my YouTube comments, pinned. Constants restarted. wonder if Zwift did that to bring the speed down, and then we synced back up. No way. There's been two pacers, have you seen? And all of a sudden, the one normal pacer disappeared. And we were all like, where the heck did it go? No way we dropped it, because they're right in the same pace. They've been glued to each other. Like they're literally a robot. Wait, I have the whole story. So riding along, we're like, what the heck? We come back to the lap marker, and we're rolling around the U-turn, and all of a sudden, we see it does this loop. It comes up and then loops around and goes back on the same road. So we're on this side, headed back, and all of a sudden we see the pacer on the other side shoot by in front of us. ahead now, ahead of us. They start back behind that and come onto the course with a lead in. So it got rebooted and it could have malfunctioned, but more than likely, I think they would have rebooted it to make it so there's not two pacers together, two constant pacers together. Because that's essentially an extra robot pacer in the group helping. We draft from it, it pulls. So we've been fast today, partially because people have like stomped it. Like there were a couple times where I was like, I'm not getting back on that. 31 miles an hour. Yeah, 28.8 miles per hour for like 5-6 hours. So if they restarted it to not be together, they literally couldn't have timed it more unsavory for themselves to not have them put together again. Because if it had gone too far ahead of us, the groups are small now. I don't know if we would have caught it, maybe, but any later, and it would have been behind us and never caught us because everyone's in this group. Kind of a funny thing. "39 minutes. Love you. Christian, I totally missed that earlier, going over the 2 constant spots. Basti, official record. He's doing amazing. Tris, just another day, right? Steven on Instagram. Basti's day is today. He keeps it up. He walks away with the official record. He raised the money he wanted to, had a successful event. Awesome work. Epic work. Amazing work. Jonathan, totally missed your comment on Instagram. I will not break any record today except for my personal best. Basti's going for the official record, and if he beats 530 kilometers, it's his. If you want to know more about my ride in April, search left hand 24 hours Zwift Insider. There's an article they had me write up about the day. There were 14 world records broken that day. I broke another 9 this month on the recumbent bike outdoors. I have another 9 planned next month in January. Steven, I know why you see it that way. I get it. Here to be supportive. Pointing everyone to go check out his stuff. I was here to ride with him in the Pacer. In a world with a lot of problems, it's pretty cool to have people from different countries pushing each other and trying to do their best. Someone riding the Pacer took nothing away from Basti if he breaks the record and achieves his goals. They've raised over 32,000 euros for their charity. That's incredible. Amazing. Thanks, Marlon. Come to YouTube for the full thing. Super glad you're here. Thank you. We're doing 22 to 23 minute laps. So, man, we might be fairly close to finishing on a lap. Two minutes left in this lap. I think it's like 3 or 4 minutes to get around to the banner. Not trying to steal the show, Julian. His link is in my comments. I've said multiple times throughout the day that this is about positivity and pointing people to Basti. And you're right. No record for me. A personal challenge and a personal best. And if you'd come and ask questions, you could know more. But I want the best for Basti. Super happy with his charity efforts. Super happy with his effort. What a killer ride. And I don't know what's considered stealing the show when he has 2.2 thousand viewers last I checked. He's had over 1,000 the whole time. 2.7 thousand. Charity efforts are through the roof. Incredible. Like, amazing. You know how many viewers are here? 64. It's the most there's been the whole time. Next week or tomorrow or whatever, the Pacers aren't set up. The group's not here. This isn't something you just do any day. You do it when the pacers are right. And Basti set up the pacers to ride with them. So I'm here riding with the pacer. Plus, I'll just say it once. He dropped suddenly with no explanation for English viewers. I said earlier on, I'm here for support. I'm here to ride with him. I won't go into details of how it went down because it's negative, but I didn't know where he went, couldn't follow. I asked for English translation on the stream and got nothing. So I didn't know where he was or what the plan was. I knew what the plan was. I knew he was dropping, but I didn't know when. No communication. No comment. And that's not meant disrespectfully. It's meant to say, I don't really care to engage with that negativity. Okay, I said 22 or 23-minute laps. So somewhere around here. And we're not having fast laps right now. So probably before here. I just explained that. He dropped, didn't explain, wouldn't answer me in the stream, and then blocked me. It's the only time I'm saying it. I want Basti to do the best. There's a lot of communication barriers between Basti and I think he took me wrong, especially when my last messages to him was I was there in support, and all he told me was, no. Doesn't matter. I'm here as a personal challenge. I'm here as training. It's been explained earlier. And I'm here to support Basti by pushing people to his stream. His link is pinned in my comments. I've said all day his charities are set up. Please go support them. Sandra, no, this is a personal best. Basti is on track for the record. Go Basti. Thank you, Bart. The small following that I have and the English speaking people that I know were directed to Basti today. Thanks, Sandro. Not for calling me crazy, but mad respect. Thank you, everyone, for being here. If you haven't checked out Basti's stream and his charities, please go check them out. Link is pinned in my comments on YouTube. Cheers, W240167. Don't feel sorry, Christian. I created it. Put a lot of thought into it. Hiking Buddy, I do not feed off of it, but I did expect it. And we live in a world of varying perspectives. I didn't come in with all positivity. Yes, it's negative just me being here from one perspective. Formula 369, welcome. I've taken in all of my energy for the day. Only the good stuff. Formula 369. My total intake for the day was, let's see, 1,600, 8,000 calories per hour. That's 666.6666667, or 167 grams of carbs per hour. That still leaves me in a 3,836 calorie deficit. Thank you, Formula 369, for an amazing product that allows me to push my body like this. Already answered. Basti's going for the official world record. Been nothing but supportive for Basti in getting the record, accomplishing his goals. Okay. This will look bad to anyone who comes after this, but I'm all positive from here. We've got 16 minutes left. So does Basti. He deserves positive. He deserves goodness. Last I checked, Basti is on pace to beat the record. Let me check again to update you guys. And remember, his stream is linked in my comments. Please go check it out. $525.2 in 11. Yeah, he's there. He has 5 kilometers left and 15 minutes. So they'll be beating it in the next 6 or 7 minutes. New world record incoming. Love it. Thanks, Violet. Tris. They say I'm just a genetic freak, but people like you see the 25 and 30-hour weeks that I put in where I can't speak and I'm beyond pushing myself. My live stream must be delayed. He's still 526 kilometers on mine. But he's at the same time as me, which we were only 30 seconds apart. So I think he's almost there. I'm going to get a chat ready for him. Nice, Violet. You're getting riled up over there. He's all smiles. Well, Basti. More than 40,000. Well said, Stephen. I love seeing people do incredible things. $3.8 thousand people on his live stream. Ten minutes left. Basti has less than 1 kilometer. There it is. 530 kilometers. Love that feeling. Love that joy in people. Just floating on air, dancing on the pedals. Epic. What? 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Ebellin, if you go check out the YouTube, it's full screen and you can see everything. And I'm averaging 274 watts. Basti, 279 watts average, and a new world record holder. Thanks, Silver. Thanks, Rafa. I'll be leaving right at 12 to make the Zwift timer, right? And I'll leave the stream up for a little bit. Say hi and answer any questions. Yep, 550 is just 2 kilometers away. Thanks, Alistair. .550 is half a kilometer away, and we are 2 minutes to go. Yeah, we started within like 30 seconds of each other, 30 or 40 seconds. So I think he finishes just before me. His live stream has become more and more delayed in one continuous live stream. 50 seconds. All right, like I said, I'll be off Zwift, 12 hours, stream will stay up. Seven, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Another excellent 12-hour day. There it is. It's the stats. Whew. Congrats to Basti on the new world record. Insane effort. Epic. We did just over 550 kilometers. It feels great. I rode within myself. Didn't want to overdo it. And yeah, a couple times the pacer got a little hot and I had to bump it up. and I was going to let it go if it got too much. And I did chase a couple times fairly hard, but it was within limits. So epic day, super cool. I stayed with both the pacers. We had 2 Constance pacers for over 10 hours. That was a weird coincidence. It wasn't meant to be like that. It wasn't planned, as far as I know. When I did it, Constance was on a different route. So it came by a couple times and it was close, but this was on the same route, so it matched up. Let me see if I can pull up the Zwift. Share it. Put that over here. I still have the chat up if you have any questions or anything like that. This was not all out for me. Earlier in the day, it was more up there. And if it stayed that hot, it would have been harder than I wanted to go today. It would have been more of an effort than I wanted to put in. I don't know if you can ask her questions. She asked if it was an all-out effort for me. And I rode within myself and what I wanted to do for the day. So it was mission achieved for me, and mission achieved for Basti once again. New world record. It's always a good day when records are getting beaten. Like, it's just so much energy. And in a sport where we need energy and we need people to see that you can do more than you think you can do, and it's fun, and if you do it right, it's rewarding. Like, we need more of that. And so I'm just pumped to see him do incredible. I'm pulling up the Strava or the Zwift to share it on the screen for anyone that wants to see. Share screen. Window. Share. They want to see my weight for reference. We can bring a scale down and weigh myself on screen. So there it is. 551 kilometers in 12 hours and 7 seconds. So it's hard to stop it perfectly because you stop it and like you keep on going for a little bit. Thanks, Mer. I'm happy to put it out there. I weigh myself every day, so I can show you what I weighed in the morning, and then you can see when we bring down the scale right now what it is. I guess I should tell her to bring 2 scales. I don't really have to do this. Like a lot of e-racers are blamed for fudging their weights, and Zwift is notorious for people saying that you don't weigh what you say that you weigh. But I race outside, so you can see my speeds outside and you can see what I do out there. So you can go calculate watts per kilogram on my hill climbs and figure out what my weight is if you really were curious and wanted to know. And I have outdoor records. I did race across the West this year in June and beat a 12-year-old record for the fastest time in race across the West. killed myself for that. So, but I'm happy to put the weight up there. My weight this morning was 176.4 pounds. If you want to see I think I can show like a trend line on here. Overview, where do I see this? It's 3 trends. So my weight goes up and down by the week, and when I come down on volume, it always drops. So you can see there, 2 days ago, I was 179, and I usually am around 179 when my volume is high, and then my weight will drop. Plus, it's been Christmas, so like big meals and stuff like that. But if you go back to like 3 months, you can see here in November, probably around Thanksgiving or something, it was up and high. And if you go back to year, you can see I have these dips down to 178 or so. Someone asked, so I'm showing. The ride is up on Zwift, so you can see it. This is a broken wheel for decoration. This is a mess right here. And the whole room's a mess too. You can still hear me. I'm going off screen to get the scale ready. I think we can put it just like right here. Do one at a time. I'm gonna flip it around. Yeah, so I mean, e-racers kind of owe it to the world to show their weight on screen. I weighed in at the Guinness World Record that I did. I don't even know if they can see that on there. Zero it out. This is in shoes. 180.2, and I drank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nearly 14 liters. Can you guys see that? Yeah, around 80 kilograms. I'm 177 in Zwift because that was my start weight, was 176. I gained a little bit of weight. 14 liters is 28 pounds of fluid. So I only weigh a few pounds more. And I usually gain 2 or 3 pounds, especially when eating that much. 180.4, so they were within 0.1, 0.2. 180.4. $180.2. Oh, calibrating. 180.2. Thanks. So yeah, I probably gained 2 or 3 pounds, and during 24 hours I've gained 4 or 5 pounds. I think at the world record event was my max, and I was eating 800 calories an hour, and it was like 5 or 6 pounds. It was the most I've ever gained, and you could see it in my face and in my eyelids. I started that one out at like 172, ended at like 176. I did not go to the bathroom the whole time, which means I haven't gone to the bathroom in 13 hours, and I don't have the urge. It's a lot of liquid pacing, making sure that you do it right. Yeah, I had Zwift set to 177, or sorry, yeah, 177 when I weighed in 176.4. I leave it the same unless I have a big fluctuation. And on a day like this, if it was higher, I would have bumped it, but since it was lower, I left it. And watts are watts on Tempest, so you could up or lower your weight about 5 pounds and do about the same on Tempest. A lot of it is drafting. I saw a lot of people saying, why did I go further for 274 watts than he went for 279 watts? He might have had his weight set higher, it looked like, for one, because it looked like his watt per kilogram was lower than mine would be at the watts he was doing. And he was right next to constants, which drafting is huge, just like it is in the real world in Zwift. And so if you hang out in the right spots, you can draft better. And I was constantly in more draft, getting more benefit. It's just like the regular Peloton. I don't know if you've seen those graphs where it's like these riders up here get less benefit than the people right behind, even as it like goes out and then goes down. These riders in this like behind the middle group get the most benefit, and then there's this precipitous drop off all of a sudden near the back. So if you hang out in that spot, you're good. As soon as you drop behind, you guys saw, if you were here throughout, I had to push to get back in the group a couple times to catch up, because I would just drop off it for a while. I consume before a ride 500 calories usually, mostly carbs, a lot of times candy. Bart, because it's 121 for me, I think I will sleep pretty good. Usually I'm a mess afterwards, especially because there's so much caffeine in my system at the end of an event, and it takes me a while to sleep. And then I do this thing where I also am usually more of a calorie deficit, like 20, whatever I said, 2,000 something calories, plus my resting calories for the day. I can eat that in the next few hours and feel good. 3,800 calories plus my resting 25 to 3,000, 2,500 to 3,000. I can eat that today and feel pretty good. So I'll be good to sleep later today, I think. When I'm on those 24 hours or a race across the West or something like that, and I'm like 6,000-7,000 calories in the hole, I go to sleep after I finally can, and then wake up like 3 or 4 hours later and have to eat because I haven't ate enough to make up for it. I just can't eat that much afterwards. It's like I get sleepy into eating, even though I want to eat more, and then the sleep wins, and I go to sleep for a while, and then wake up and hit the food again. Congrats again to Basti for an amazing new world record, an amazing program. I wish I knew German. I said it multiple times so I could follow along more and see what was going on. He looked elated afterwards. So, I mean, he did what he wanted to and achieved it, and that's amazing. I'm super happy for that. I'm grateful for everyone that went and checked out his stuff. If you haven't already, it's still up there, so go and check it out. The streaming link is there. I'm not sure if they're still streaming. It ended. Yeah, it looks like it ended. But he had some interviews throughout the day. Yeah, there's still a link to donate. So go check out everything that he's got going on. He looks like he has an amazing YouTube channel too, with lots of cool, long ultra cycling rides. So go and check out his stuff, especially if you know German, and you can follow along with it better. Other questions, if you have any, for the next little while? And if you have any, I'm happy to answer them. It's a great ride. What's that? My wife said, what's next? This next year, I'm racing cruise bike in several ultra races, 24-hour, 12-hour distance races, 520-mile races. I'll do a 6-hour next year. All the North American championship races is my plan to go to them on the recumbent cruise bike that I set records on earlier this month, and that I'm planning to go January again. That's my very next thing, and do a record in January on the cruise bike. I'll be doing some uprights. I want to do an upright outdoor record attempt if I get a chance. I have a lot of wishes for this year, so we'll see what's happening. I have no comment. My wife asked if I'm going to try and break the 12-hour record. I have no comments about the 12-hour record on my end, except to say, congrats, Basti. Epic. I know the effort that's put into something like that. 279 watts for 12 hours is a monster effort. Incredible work. And super pleased for you. I did talk earlier in the stream about that, answered some questions while the ride was going on, but I said at the 14 minutes to go, I'm all positive from here. Thanks for tuning in. Go check out Basti stuff. What saddle? Yes. Infinity seat. You can see it up here. And now I can actually show you better the Infinity seat Air that I ran today, which is a TT seat, even though I wasn't primarily in, well, maybe I was primarily, I was half and half, maybe. You see these Infinity seats have this cutout, and the only hard plastic is around here. This one is the one that I've ran for a couple years now. I guess a year now. And this is the A1X. It's a synthetic material. And love this. I had the same issue that most cyclists do, where you get saddle sores, you get numb, you have all these issues that go on while you're ultra cycling. And people kept telling me to try that Infinity seat, and I was like, way too expensive. It's worth all of the money and that comes with it. It's a small company, amazing company. It's an ultra cyclist, Ironman rider, runner, athlete, swimmer that does it. And so this new Air is like a marry between the Infinity seats and ISM, kind of, I say. It's got these independent rails, so it kind of works like that same process. I love, yeah, go check them out. If you have questions, let me know. I have a discount code in my socials, or you can always message me for it. I am in for Unbound XL. 350 miles of gravel. I've been training for gravel. I actually had a crash on a gravel training ride. There was a pallet in the path that I didn't negotiate well enough and went over the handlebars, broke my collarbone. That was like 10 or 11 weeks ago. Surgery was a week or so after that. Been recovering since then. I was planning on doing a gravel world record ride the week after that happened, so I had to adjust plans. This is me, I think, still recovering. Someone asked earlier, like, do you feel 100%? And the answer is no, for a couple of reasons. I think I'm still recovering, and recumbent bike has been taking a lot out of me. And I really, really want to keep the fitness that I had, but not put too much into it and let my body heal. So I took it really easy for a long time and getting back at it. But Unbound Gravel XL is on the list. I went 551 kilometers, 500 kilometers in 10 hours, 51 minutes, and 32 seconds. Basti broke the 12-hour Zwift World Record today. On my world record day in April, I broke 14 world records, which included the 12-hour and 24-hour Zwift or static cycle world records, and then 14 Guinness world records that require you to do an outside aero test and then ride in position in your virtual world on the same bike with the same power meter that you use outside. And then they calculate your distance based off of that. So I went 650 miles on Zwift in 24 hours, but I went 658 miles according to my own CDA and power. And I did 23 hours and 20 minutes in TT position. That was brutal. Full-time job? No, I wish. If you want to support me, following my socials, following YouTube would help me get there faster. I do have sponsors and I do this part-time. I also am self-employed as a mental health therapist. and have a practice that I run. So I used to do that completely full time, and now I do both. It's my dream to do this full time and to bring you amazing things and show people that you can do more than you thought you could do. I'm married with 2 young kids and have a whole bunch of family support that helped me get this stuff done. Thanks for the congrats. Please go and give a congrats to Basti. Crazy. Good riding. 551 kilometers. Like I said, this rolled over, so 550 might be it. $274 watts, 148 beats per minute. That's what shows me that I'm not 100% back to normal. My heart rate should not have been that. I mean, I did 273 watts for my 24-hour, and granted, there was more downward decline in my heart rate during that event, but my heart rate was not that high. It went below 140 really quickly, and I was doing pretty much the same watts this time. So, but I came from recumbent, and I didn't taper for this except for 2 easy days. So there's a lot going on there. What's your average watts you hold for a 1.5-ish hour zone 2 ride? I ride a lot of upper zone 2. My shortest rides tend to be 2.5 hours to get the volume in each day. So on those days, I'm anywhere between 260 to 320 watts. 260 are like kind of easy or moderate days. 300 to 320 is when I'm pushing myself to stay in a controlled state and to ride really that like 70 to 75% zone. And that's on the upright, and that's also like seated upright, like road bike. On a TT bike, it's more like 300 is the top, and still 260 is pretty easy. On the recumbent, I'm getting there, so I'm doing zone 2 days at like 250 or 260. I probably could. Well, I think I have a couple times held near 300. It's just different muscle group, so I'm still training it. Happy to answer questions a little more. I got to go eat, of course. Just want to keep saying congrats to Basti. I'll explain this while I wait to see if anyone else has any more questions or thoughts. I know that this came off negative, and I knew that it would for a lot of people, and considered not doing it, consider doing it different ways, consider just riding. I started out the day planning to ride with him. I planned to stay with him, and it's not like I changed or went animal or anything. The stream was in German, and it was super hard for me to follow. I kept trying to translate things, but I couldn't translate their speaking. And so I was just watching, and all of a sudden it looked like he wasn't with Constance, because I could see that he was in a different spot than us, but there's a delay, but I didn't see Constance on his screen or the world record bot on his screen. And so I looked and saw that he dropped. And we had communicated a little bit before the event. I had reached out to him when I saw his Instagram stories posting about the event, and I reached out to him and wished him the best on the event. And then when I had this internal battle about doing it, I reached out and let him know first before I said anything. So there was some idea that I wanted to be competitive, just purely competitive. And everything's mixed. Like, of course, there's a competitive side of me that wants to be the best I can, and if that can beat other people, to do that. But there's also parts of me that don't want to step on people's toes, parts of me that want to be supportive. And so as I talked this out with people, I was like, I want to go because I can now, and I can use it as a training day. And I'm just going to, and eventually, after lots of conversations, I came to this decision. I'm going to ride with him in support and be positive and do the best I can. At that point, though, I believe there was already, this is me making a lot of assumptions, but I believe that there was this feeling that I was just there to race and just there for ego. And I tried on his chat to reach out and be positive and say that I was there for support. So back to the story, when he dropped off, I put in the chat asking for clarification of what was going on, saying that the non-German, the mostly English speaking crowd that was there at the time in the morning, because it was morning in the US, wanted to know what the plan was or what was going on, because the plan was to stay with the pacer as far as we knew. And there was just replies in German, and I couldn't get any communication and figure out what was going on. And somewhere in there, I couldn't end up teleporting to him because you have to both be following each other to do so. And so I didn't have any way to reliably get to him or communicate with him. And so I was like, the plan is to ride with the pacer. Maybe he just had to take a quick break, and the next lap he'll be in and we'll meet up. So I stayed with the pacer and stayed in the draft. And so the question is, how did I get more than him? I can't remember if that's the thing I was answering originally, but it's because I stayed with the pacer and I stayed in the draft of the pacer. So at the beginning, he was averaging 307 watts for the first few hours. And I was like, this dude is like monster, like incredible. Then he backed off and rested. I think it's around 270, which I think at his weight, he technically could have stayed in the draft had he maybe had more experience with the game, or knew kind of how to stay in the draft. Because I was in the draft about 280, bumping up to 300. I think I was averaging about 280 at that time. 287, I think, actually, at some points, because I knew he was 20 watts ahead of me and then 30 watts ahead of me at some other points. And he weighs, I think he weighed just a little bit more than me, because I could see his watts per kilogram were a little bit lower than mine would have been at the same watts. And so he dropped off and I stayed with the pacer. He came back in the group a time or two and rode with the pacer, but he mostly spent time in a separate group, riding at a different pace. And so since the pacer was faster, I ended up with a little bit more distance in the end. Yeah, I mentioned my FTP publicly earlier. I wish it was 450. I feel like I was on my way to that earlier this year, and then things happen and injury happen, and I'm anywhere between 400 and 430 usually. I don't not share data or my experience with people. I don't think there's any reason to do so. I think we're all here trying to do the best we can, and realistically, like, I race outdoors. That's why I didn't really care to race today. These are all personal efforts, and Basti has the world record, and I'm not coming after that and not making a big deal about that. My posts will not be like that. My names of my streams weren't like that. He has the world record, and I was out doing my personal best while he was out doing his best. He accomplished all of his goals. He broke the record. He did the stream super successfully. He raised money for his charities, like, just incredible things. So happy for him and how it worked out. I was on a Wahoo kicker bike, at which I was using that for the power. I've measured it with different power pedals to make sure that it's accurate, but I also was simultaneously recording on my Favero Asimos, doubling, and this is my double. It was actually a little bit higher, 276 watts, and the kicker bike had me at 274 watts. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for asking. Happy to explain. All right. I think this is a wrap. I'm thankful for everyone that was here and positive. I think you're all amazing, and I want you to use this to know you can do more than you think you can, that you can ride with no limits left. You can work with no limits left. You can be a mom, a dad. You can do your whatever it is that you have, with this idea that it's not that you can do anything or anything's possible or that anyone can do anything. It's that you have the ability to use all at your disposal and erase what you should or could do and just try your best and see what happens. I had no idea a few years ago that ultra cycling was going to be a thing of mine. I've tried many things in my life, done many, many things, lots that make me happy, nothing like this. And I think that that's out there for most people. Or if you're in a part of your life that you're not doing as great as you want to because of some struggle or something, you can get out of that by letting go of the cave that you're stuck in or the thing that's holding you back. And so I want you to go and do your best, overcome it, step up, and be what you can be. I told a story earlier of weight loss. You can go back and check it out later on. We'll create some videos about it. Weight loss for my family, for my kids, and how my wife and I accomplished that. My wife was a big part of that. And I'm grateful for her and everything that everyone's done for me. So cheers, do your thing. Thanks, Silver. I'll keep it up. Yeah, maybe I should take my first restroom break. Race across the West, I went longer. I wanted to go earlier, but I couldn't get myself to go. So, what a way to end it. Cheers. Have a good Saturday. Have a good New Year. Hope your holidays were good. And we'll see you in the new year doing some awesome stuff. Peace.